Shep, go ahead and do a prayer for us.
All right, guys, let's start with a prayer. Lord, again, we just thank you for this great day, this opportunity to learn and serve our clients better. Lord, we just thank you for blessing the work of our hands and our families, and bless our country and our city. Lord, in Christ's name I pray, amen.
Amen. Good. That's a great meeting. Hey, before we do your 5-minute little mortgage roundup, I want to congratulate Natalie and her daughter. Her daughter is like super sharp, really intelligent, but she was like the lead person on the covers. Joe.
State basketball.
Yeah, her daughter just won a state championship. Joe.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing, man?
That is amazing.
She's really good too, man. Natalie, I saw she's got some good handle. She's a good player, man. Oof.
Yeah.
I think she'd beat you, Shep.
I know she would.
But she's really smart, and she's like, so that's a little victory. So yeah, that means like
it's a big deal for Columbus. Yeah.
Hey, Natalie, where's she thinking about going to school? Not to put you in an awkward situation.
Well, I think she wants to stay close to home here in Georgia somewhere, either Georgia or Florida, but no specifics yet. She's working with 5 schools right now.
You know, my neighbor's daughter, she plays at Kentucky right now. I think she's a sophomore. Yeah, junior. All right, cool. Well, congratulations. That's a big deal, man. Like a state champion.
Doesn't happen very often.
Being the lead person, so that's a big deal. She helped bring a lot of pride to our town. That's good. All right, Big Joseph, tell us about, give us your 5-minute, tell us what's going on with mortgages.
All right, so rates have remained relatively the same, but there is a lot of upward pressure. Conventional loans, you're still looking in that 2.99 to 3.125 range, which is phenomenal. That is a 2-month low from where we were at the beginning of the year. So that's a good improvement. VA loans still floating around that 2.75, 2.875, depending on credit profile, and FHA 2.875 to 2.99. So we're talking about rates across the board, in below the 3s. So rates are still holding good. There is a lot of upward pressure. I am watching the market very closely. This is a very heavy week. One, it's the end of the month, and everybody wants to close at the end of the month. But on top of that, we've got earnings calls this week. Powell and the Fed Reserve are actively in a meeting. They're going to make their announcement at 2:30 today, so I'll be watching that. Expect more of the same, the wait and see approach.
Joe, tell them about that VA rehab loan you guys can do.
Yeah, I can cover that.
Yeah.
I'll cover that too. And then tonight we got the POTUS on at 9. So between earnings calls, the POTUS and the Fed, I mean, that's a lot of data to intake. And then this week we got annual GDP numbers, income, spending. So watch the markets very carefully. Expecting some volatility, but I don't know how these investors are going to digest it. So I'm watching every minute. So VA Reno is back. Concept is much like FHA, acquisition cost plus renovations will constitute, as long as it's equal to or lesser than the after repair value on the appraisal of the home, will finance 100% of acquisition plus repairs. So it's a great loan program, especially for some of these dilapidated properties that need major updates to make them habitable or acceptable to the VA.
And is there a streamlined one, or is it all they all get done at the same amount? So this is where it gets big. Denise, Brianka, Danielle. Let's say I took Shep. Shep, give me a hard time about this. But I was just go say something like, man, I love this house, Alex, but I'm a sergeant in the Army. I can't afford to
Alex, I like this house, but it needs $30,000 worth of work. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, I know, Shep, and I know it's been multiple offer situations, so we stretched you out to the max. But guess what? You're going to call Joe and Sam, and we have a great loan for you. And basically, like, you're gonna get like $30,000 to upgrade that kitchen, and it gets rolled into your VA loan,
Okay,
and you don't have to, it gets rolled at the same rate as your loan.
so it's still no 100%, no money down still?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Wow, okay. Huh.
So how about I can get you in a house 100%, no money
I like
down,
that.
and you can, and then they'll make your wife happy because she'll have like all the things that she can like
Upgraded house.
upgraded house.
Wow.
So I tell everybody it's a good tool for agents to have. You know, you got the client that walks through the house and they say, I like everything but that kitchen or everything but that bath. Well, let's remove the but, as I tell them, you know, get a contractor out there, get a scope of work, get a bid, and I'll roll it into the loan amount. The one thing you need to be aware of is there's not a quick closing on these. So contractors, as you know, are one, they're difficult to come by. Two, they take forever to do paperwork. You'd swear they had to cut the trees and mill the paper to get paperwork done. So I can't order the appraisal until I have that scope of work with what's being done, because how does the appraiser determine after repair value? They need to know what we're doing to the property. So expect a longer process. So 45 to 60 days, but they're great for those properties that can't be sold. I've done a couple there in Columbus. The most recent one I probably did is a historic home downtown on, I think it was 2nd Avenue.
Yeah.
It was an agent that bought it for like $70,000. We did a $200,000 reno. It took 1 year. That home is now worth over $400,000.
That's amazing. So 70,000, you got 200K.
I financed 275, and that home is now worth 400.
And that was a VA loan?
VA loan.
Wow, that's great. Let's go. That's awesome news, man. I get you excited.
One thing you want to keep in mind about those VA reno is even if the buyer is a licensed contractor, the work cannot be done by them. And it has to be a licensed contractor that's not part of the transaction.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, good job, guys. So I want everybody to thank you, Joe. That's why you guys we have the best loan off. That's the #1 loan officer team in the country right now. So I want to get everyone super excited because we're going to talk about tax sales. And me and Shep have done a few, but we actually sat down with a tax commissioner a couple days ago just to brush up on our on our knowledge. So the first thing is Shep, jump in there at the end, but it's going to be done from like the next one coming up. It's going to be in August, and they're done by the city charter. They're done between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the courthouse steps. But he said he likes to start them straight at 10 on the dot. Okay, so he sets them up. He does them like 10 on the dot, and the way it works, you have to have a certified check, and they'll give you till 4 p.m. for you to bring the funds in. But basically they yell out an address, let's say 5 Mississippi, $1,000 tax lien. What happens at that point, there starts a bidding on it, and whoever bids the most gets that property. Now I'm going to ask like Leon, can you hear me? Leon Lane.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, now, so basically during that period, once you win that, I'm gonna ask you a question, Leon, that's why I'm calling you. But I like to do it the Socratic method, so I know you guys aren't sleeping in there. No, I'm just joking, but I like to have some interaction. So basically, let's say I win that bid on the courthouse steps for 5 Mississippi for $1,000. It got bid up to like $1,500, okay? If the person has 1 year to redeem that loan, redeem that for me. If they don't redeem it, how much money do they have to pay me, Leon?
I think it's your offer price plus 12%,
No, 15%.
15?
Yeah, it's 15%. So 15%. So that's where, so that's an interesting dynamic to it. But the other thing he said, one of the big mistakes, because we also asked, me and Chip, I've done a couple of these, but we also asked the tax commissioner, what are some of the big mistakes people do in these things? Well, he said one of them is they'll just stand out there with their phone and they Google, they'll Google 5 Mississippi. Oh, that looks like a great property. Let's just put the bid in, and what happens, Jeff?
Well, so what happens is they don't drive by the property before they put a bid on it, and the property may be burned down. So you definitely need to drive by the properties the day or a couple of days before the tax sale to make sure that it's something you want, because the roof may be caved in. There it may have burned to the ground. So definitely drive by the property to make sure you really want to possibly own this property before you do it.
He said there's been instances where people just Google it and they see the front and they're like, yeah, man, this is a steal. I'm going to do it. Well, the property does have a front, but it doesn't have any sides.
Yeah, right.
And like the roof is like caved in. So they're just looking at it like an optical illusion.
Right.
So one of the things he said is like you should always drive around and look at these properties before
you make a bid on it.
So you know,
because you may not want to own it.
Yeah.
You know.
Now this is like very important. If you guys remember anything about this, is this. So what happens, Leon, is after 1 year, if they don't try to give you the money, you can do a right of redemption on it. Once you get land that you win that bid on the courthouse step, it's a sheriff's lien, okay? It's a sheriff's lien. But once you after a year, you can then do a right of termination to put the title in your name. But what he says, a lot of people they think they go to that courthouse steps and they won it. So they think, oh, I don't have to do anything else. Well, if you don't go and get your attorney to terminate the right of redemption on that property, they can call that in for any time for 4 years, up to 4 years on that property.
And redeem it. They still got to pay you.
And redeem it. So what you got to do is you got to make sure you talk to your attorney and have them remove that right of redemption, because they can be, after 4 years, they're kind of right. If they don't do anything and no one redeems it, it is yours. But remember, you're not supposed to be doing any improvements on anything that's not on something with sheriff lien, which is our next point to this, which is, so for that 1 year, when you own that property, you can't go inside in it. It's still private property. Now, he does say he would like you to cut the grass on it, just because.
Yeah, well, they could cite you for the grass not being cut.
Yeah.
But you can't cut the grass. You can't go inside the property though.
Yeah. So, but you can't. So after, I'm going to ask Miss Daniele. After 1 year, what do you have to do with, this is to win a gift card, $25 gift card. After 1 year, what do you have to do to make sure you're legal? What do you have to do before you start making improvements on the property? Someone write it. First person, someone say something. Write it on the little, oh, Miss Falana, look at that.
Oh, she didn't even give me a time to answer. I was trying to unmute.
I will ask more. Get rights of redemption. Yep, nothing happens if you don't terminate that right.
Terminate the right of redemption.
Yeah.
Then once you do that, you get title to the property, and then you can start renting it out. You can do improvements and flip it. Okay, but not until that right of redemption, that 1 year right of redemption is terminated, can you do any work to the property.
Yeah. Now, another good question is, how quickly do they put When do they put your house like for sale in the tax records? Do you guys think it's like one day after you are late on your taxes? What do you guys think? Someone write it down. Someone write it on the screen. How long do you think it takes before they put your property?
Yeah, how far do you need to be behind on your taxes before they're gonna advertise it for sale? Anybody got a question?
Guys, someone take a guess. It's like Leon, 18 months. I like how you said 18 months, so specific.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
No. But I mean, it's
You
like,
gotta remember, I did taxation in Indiana, so I don't know Georgia that well, so I'm just.
All states-
no, it's 2 years. Usually he says they won't do it before like 2 years. Because they try hard to like reach out to you.
Yeah, so if you didn't pay your property taxes last year in 2020, it's not gonna come up in 2021, but if you missed 2020 and 2021, probably in 2022, it's gonna be advertised.
All right, this is for another $25 gift card. Do the majority of these properties on tax sales have mortgages in them? And why or why not? Someone take a right at it. Ooh, Tashima said no. And why is that, Ms. Tashima? Why don't you think the majority of them have let Jim oh, very good, Ms. Tashima, exactly. Most of these properties, Jim Lester was about to answer this for you, but most of these properties don't have mortgages on them, because usually the mortgage company pays the taxes for you. But I was talking, do you ever get a situation where there's a really nice house and he says the mortgage company like had a screw up on it, and he goes, oh, it happens all the time. So like you will have those things. That's what's important to do. Sometimes you think that they're paying their taxes, and because of these mortgage companies get bought and sold all the time. You have so that's that's pretty interesting on that. Hey, before we go any further on this awesome topic, I want to announce she just came in, but we picked up a really good agent in Auburn, Miss Jenny Yarborough. See, and everyone's Jill, say hi to her.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, good to see you.
Sam already
Good to see you
charmed
too.
her. Sam already charmed her over there, in his
Good,
office.
he's working.
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna be my best friend.
Yeah. So good. So sometimes the mortgage company messes up and they might not pay the taxes either. So occasionally you get a really nice property. If you
But most people, most of the time it's owned free and clear, and there are situations like it was someone died and they really didn't leave a will or something like that. Jim,
hey, hold up. I was gonna say,
ask
Carrie.
Jim about that.
Yeah, before we ask Jim, I was gonna say, Carrie, Glenn has a listing where the guy, Carrie, tell him about that tax sale. The guy bought something for $1,500 on a tax sale, and then he sold it for what, 65?
Yeah, you want to ask, I think it was 58. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So how much did he tell you how much you initially paid for it?
Yeah, 1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, he was actually living in Florida and found this one. He said he was looking all over the country basically and found this one in Columbus for $1,500.
Wow.
Moved in it, had it about 2 years or so. Yeah.
Wow.
But one of the things you guys could do, like the VA loan or an FHA loan, but if you found you could buy one of these for $1,000, you know, it's not uncommon for you to be able to buy one of these things for 1,000, and it's at least worth like 15,000 or 2,000 or 20,000 for you to, like, you know, flip back. Or maybe you want to buy one of these, wait the redemption period to be over. It might be a nice house, but maybe down to the studs, and then it did like a VA rehab 100% loan. Before you walked in, Jenny, Joe was telling us, you know, Joe works with Sam, but he was saying he needs someone in downtown Columbus that bought a house with a VA rehab loan. They have those 100%. They spent 70,000 on the house, and then they had 200K to rehab it. So the house is, they have 270 in it. And Joe, what did you say? The house is worth like 400,000 now, right?
Yeah, it's worth 400. It's a historical home.
Okay, good. So anything else, Shep, we have before you want to talk about before they we let people start asking questions?
Yeah, so, you know, most of the homes are free and clear. Every now and then, there could be a mortgage company that dropped the ball and didn't pay the taxes. Jim, let me ask you on that situation. If the mortgage company dropped the ball, can you still redeem it? What happens to the mortgage in that situation?
Tax liens supersede any mortgages in
Right.
Georgia. It means it's a $100,000 mortgage. Too bad, so sad. The mortgage company does not get paid.
Yep.
The search
Mortgage company lost, and that's why they usually pay the taxes. But every now and then, like Alex said, one will slip through the cracks, and you'll really get something.
It does, but the good properties now, if they say it's behind $2,500, it's not uncommon to have bids of $80,000, $100,000 on a property. You know.
Yeah, down at the courthouse
And
steps.
then to redeem, the one correction, Alex, is 20% interest. That I've got documentation here, papers that I've already sent to Katie to post. 20% interest if for redemption. So if you're buying it for 80,000, guess what? That seller now to redeem it has got to pay 20% interest on that $80,000.
80,000. So yeah. So
the point is that 1 year after you own the house, you still have a 45-day. Let me see. It says have a proper 45-day notice served upon the delinquent property owner. So it's 1 year and 45 days before you can really take the property.
I got you. So the nice thing about this situation is either way you win.
Yeah.
Either you get your 20% return on your cash, which is a great return, or you get a property for a good price. So either way you win.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely something worth
But
looking
if you don't
into.
expect, drive by the property like Alex.
Drive by.
We get a lot of out of town. A lot of San Diego buyers buying properties. One in Beginning Hills right now. That's a quadruplex. There's structural damage all around that. I mean, it's sitting on the market. Nobody's going to touch it because there's so much major structural damage to fix up.
Yeah.
Good point. Drive by it first, like we talked about.
So with that being said, does anyone remember we tried to make our meetings 30 minutes? Like, does anyone have any questions on tax sales?
If you're interested in it, get with me and Alex. We can show you some more information on it. But it's a good way to try to buy property, and you can hold it for rental, or you could flip it.
Hold up. Yeah. Guys, someone has to have some questions. It's like the most interesting thing there is, man. Someone come up with a question. Like, I'm going to ask for $25. I'm going to ask Miss Brianka. Miss Brianka, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. When is the next tax sale going to be, Miss Brianka?
I'm sorry, what's the question again?
When's the next tax sale going to be?
Oh, August.
Ooh.
Good call, right? August.
Good job. Wait, that was too easy. That was like a two-part question.
I took notes. If you want to know the time, it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. What are you supposed to bring? A certified check.
A certified check.
I mean, you can bring that, you bid on it, and then at any time prior to 4 p.m., you bring that certified check to the tax people over there. The tax assessors is in that building in Macon Road, okay? It's not in the government center. You got to bring it to the one on Macon Road.
Okay.
So
Do
that's
you know what day in August?
No, he said
First Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. First Tuesday.
I'm showing May 4th.
But they pushed it back.
They pushed it back.
because of the, the pandemic.
It'll also be posted in the Ledger Inquirer in the legal section.
Right, the first 4 weeks in July.
And all of the houses now, if you subscribe to the tax commissioner's office, I've given Katie a list of it. It'll show you all, they'll email you all the houses on the list. In addition, what you don't see in the tax, on the Ledger Inquirer, when they email it to you, they'll show you any abatement liens, delinquent taxes, opening bids, and everything on each and every property. And they update it every week until the tax sale.
All right, good. Hey, Miss Bianca, go get a $25 gift card from Miss Katie after. That was good. Good job, man.
Thank you.
You did a good job answering. Look at her taking the notes. That's what I like it. See, some of you guys are sleeping on this conference call. I know it. No, I'm teasing. What else? What's a tip, Miss? Let's see. Natalie, what's a tip you should do before you bid on something? What should you do?
Make sure you drive by and check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Because he said there's been properties before where people are just Googling it, and then either the property burned down or there's like a front to it, but there's no sides or anything. And guess what, man? If you win that thing, guess whose responsibility that's going to become? Yours. And when the city wants to demolish that property, it costs money to the city to demolish that. Guess who's going to get that bill?
Yes.
You are. Okay, good. All right, this is the most important thing. This is the big question right here. I'm going to ask Johnny. John DeSerios. John, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you? This is the $1 million question. This is for the whole. But how do you do it? Shebang. Yeah, shebang. What are you supposed to do after a year? Should you start like you got a nice property, you got some tenants you want to start fixing up? Before you start, can you just go ahead and do it? What do you have to do before you do you have to do anything, or can you just after a year you want a tax sale?
No. You can't just do it. You gotta make sure everything's legal and up to you. I think you gotta do like a right of redemption or something like that.
You gotta pay for the right of redemption.
Right.
To be terminated.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
That would $1 million.
Yeah.
You get a pizza.
You win like 1 million pesos, which is equivalent to like $5.65.
No, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
No TV. Good. But the right of redemption, because remember, guys, you're not supposed to be doing anything in that property until you take it out of the sheriff's deed. And that sheriff's deed will stay with that property for 4 years. And it gives you a bunch of time. Imagine if you did a bunch of improvements. And then imagine if you did a bunch of improvements on it and you don't take it out of right redemption, all they have to do is pay you that 15-20%. They don't have to pay you for your improvements on it. So that's it. Does anyone have like any questions? If not, we're gonna let Alia talk for 1 minute. Alia, are you there?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Jim Lester, I heard you say the email list. How do you get on the email list for the tax list?
He'll send it to you. But there's a thing. He said one of these lists costs $500. Chef, which one?
There was one that cost $500, but I think this is the one Jim's got doesn't cost anything.
It's free. I'll type it on the chat.
Oh, thank you, Jim. We'll send it out.
Hey, but
baptized.
Yeah, I don't need that. Might eat you guys.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like good. So I think we are good to go. If you guys have any questions, we'll get.
Hi guys, I am here. If you guys have a minute.
Okay. All right. Ready, Alia?
Yes.
Go.
Thank you. I know you guys are trying to wrap the meeting up, so I just wanted to mention. Thank everybody who's been sending me buyer referrals. I've gotten almost all of them signed up with a home warranty. So I want to remind you, if your buyers are not asking for a home warranty, I understand that completely, but that doesn't mean that they don't want one to protect their big investment. So you don't have to explain anything to them. You don't have to memorize the 210 home warranty. Send them over to me. I'll call them and take it from there. So any buyers that you're working with, just make sure that you're letting them know home warranties are available.
Yeah, they make a big, they make a huge deal. The first deal I ever did, guys, we closed on a Friday. The hot water healer went out on that Saturday, and if I hadn't gotten that home warranty, guess who they'd be? Guess who they've been hitting up for money or made look bad in that situation? Me, because it's my relationship, and even though the home inspector missed it, it's still kind of like people still blame me. So make sure you get a home warranty on with your buyers. It's very important. Anyways,
Thanks, Alex.
yes, ma'am. Anyways, I want you guys to have a great day. Go kill it out there. And if you got any questions about tax sales, reach out to us. You guys, Brianka and John, you can go get like your gift certificates from Miss Katie, okay? You guys have a good day. Thank you all.
Easy, guys.